You know, in the world of cryptocurrency, there's a hidden battle raging every single second of every day. It's this perpetual conflict that most of us never see, but it quietly shapes the entire market. So today, let's pull back the curtain on this secret war happening right under our noses on the blockchain.
Think about that for a second. A battlefield with no soldiers, no flags, no borders. That's because this fight isn't for land or for physical resources. It's waged in pure data, in the tiny milliseconds that exist between transactions. So, who's actually fighting here? Well, it's not people. The combatants are silent warriors made entirely of code. We're talking about sophisticated bots, complex algorithms, and automated agents all duking it out for profit inside decentralized exchanges. And this is really the core of it, the difference between what you see and what's really happening. For you, swapping a token feels easy, right? You click a button, you confirm, and boom, your balance updates. But beneath that simple surface, an invisible war is raging. Every single trade you make is being watched, analyzed, and fought over by literally thousands of competing bots. Okay, so every war needs a battlefield. And on the blockchain, this war takes place in what you could call a public waiting room, a totally transparent arena where the very design of the system turns it into a war zone.
And this battlefield has a name. It's called the mempool. Just think of it as a public lobby where every transaction has to hang out before it gets officially confirmed and added to the blockchain. Now, that word public is the key to everything, because in the mempool, anyone can see every single transaction just waiting in line.
This total transparency is the system's greatest strength and its greatest weakness. Because the mempool is public, it's kind of like playing a game of poker where everyone's cards are face up on the table. You can see everyone's next move before it even happens, and these bots are programmed to exploit that visibility perfectly. So now that we know the battlefield, it's time to meet the warriors. These are the warriors of the code, and we're about to dive into the clever and, let's be honest, often vicious tactics they use to win.
And these aren't just generic soldiers, they are highly specialized machines. You've got your frontrunners who are masters at cutting in line. You've got the sandwich attackers who trap your trades. There are arbitrage hunters who sniff out tiny price differences. And then there are the apex predators we'll get to in a bit, the MEV bots. Each one is coded for a very specific and very profitable mission.
So how does a basic attack actually work?
Well, let's look at a classic front run. A bot sees your buy order sitting there in the mempool. In a flash, it copies your trade, but it pays a slightly higher transaction fee to cut in line, making sure its order goes through first. This little move pushes the price up just a bit. Then it immediately sells that same asset to your original order at the new higher price, pocketing a tiny, risk-free profit.
But believe me, it gets even more aggressive. A sandwich attack is exactly what it sounds like. A bot squeezes your trade from both sides. It sees your large buy order coming, so it places a buy order right before yours to drive the price up. Then your trade goes through at that worst price. And then, instantly, it places a sell order right after you. You end up being the filling and their perfect profit sandwich.
And get this isn't just a simple case of bots versus humans. Oh no, it is a full-on digital jungle where these bots are constantly attacking each other. They'll use fake transactions to bait their rivals, or they'll just watch other bots, waiting for one to make a tiny mistake they can capitalize on. We're talking about a war where milliseconds can decide millions of dollars.
But all these little skirmishes, these front runs and sandwich attacks, they're all a part of a much, much bigger conflict. See, these bots are all fighting for the same ultimate prize, a sort of hidden gold rush that fuels this entire invisible economy. And that ultimate prize is called MEV, which stands for Maximum Extractable Value. Basically, it's the maximum profit a bot, or even a miner, can squeeze out of a block just by strategically reordering the transactions within it. So it's not about making one profitable trade, it's about arranging all the trades to create the most profitable block possible.
This whole hunt for MEV created a new, elite class of warrior, the MEV searcher. These things are highly optimized machines, sometimes run out of secret data centers, and their only job is to scan the mempool 24/7, find these MEV opportunities, and assemble the most profitable block imaginable before anyone else can.
And we are not talking about small change here. The scale of this is just staggering. The profits generated by some of the more sophisticated MEV operations are so massive that they actually rival the earnings of small hedge funds. It's a huge business. Now, this high-tech war might seem distant and abstract, but it has a very, very real cost. So, let's get down to it. Why does this invisible battle actually matter to you, the average user? Well, it has some very real consequences that you've probably already felt. When bots front-run you, you get a worse price on your trade. That's what we call slippage. The constant bidding wars these bots engage in drive up transaction fees or gas fees for everybody. All this activity can even add to market volatility, and, yep, it can even cause your transactions to take longer to go through. It's been perfectly described as a war most people will never notice, but everyone feels. It's fought in the digital shadows, but its effects in higher fees, worse prices, and frustrating delays ripple out and touch every single person using the network. So the next time you make a trade and the final price is just a little bit different than what you expected, or your transaction feels like it's taking forever, just remember this. Behind that seemingly tiny annoyance, a microscopic, high-speed battle was just fought, and a bot won. And all of this leaves us with a really fundamental question, doesn't it? Is this kind of predatory behavior an inherent flaw in the system that we have to fix? Or is this just the unavoidable price we all have to pay for a completely open and transparent financial world, where every single move is out there for everyone, including the bots, to see?